Someone else today said, I love your hair. You look like the Joker. And I was like, if one more fucking person tells me I look like the fucking Joker, I'm gonna go full Joker. For legal reasons, that is a joke. Hi. Hi, Mom. It's me. It's your girl. It's Haley. Lily, as some would say. Today we're gonna be ranking my Colourpop palettes. And we're gonna be looking really pale as we do it. Like, my face does match my neck. Like, if I suck my double chin back, it's just the shadow. Like, it does match my neck, but I look so pale. Pale. The nails only lasted one video. Now they're gone and my fingers are crusty. Back to crusty little nubs. Kayla put it on the screen. Crusty little nubs. We're gonna be ranking Colourpop palettes today, as I said. So these are gonna be from my least favorite to my most favorite out of the 16 Colourpop palettes that I have. Colourpop has approximately 6,001 palettes, but I have 16 of them. Little disclaimer, just because something's at the bottom doesn't mean it's not good. It's just maybe color story preference or personal preference. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad product, but I will explain why everything is where it's at. Okay, anyway, we're gonna be ranking and not stankin' because I have on perfume and I'm hygienic. So coming in, doing the Katya jaw wiggle. Coming in at number 16 is the Going Coconuts palette. Put in Katya. I'll make a lot of references on here. If you don't know that show on YouTube with Trixie and Katya, I sound insane. Anyway, this is in last place because look, it's super beautiful. Like, look, it is a beautiful palette, and I know a lot of people love the quality on this. I just don't reach for it. I have it and I keep it, but I just don't reach for it because this is like a true neutral palette. Like, it's not too warm, it's not too cool. There's just nothing, it's neutral. And for me, I don't really do a lot of neutrals. There's some more neutral palettes in this lineup that are actually really high up, but they have something kind of special about them. This is just neutral, basic neutral. That's beautiful, and if that floats your boat, that's great, but it just doesn't float my boat, and I hardly reach for this. That's why it said number 16. Number 15. The Into Trance palette. I have one more of these palettes from the tie-dye collection. I'm not sure if these are still available. We're just ranking everything I have. This one is more of a fun color story. It's got some blues and some pinks and some purples. The reason I rated this lower is because, like, I just think some of the shadows in here aren't as high of quality as Colourpop can be. Like, this Super Shock is like really, really faint. It's kind of a duochrome white blue. It's really hard to get it to show up. It kind of doesn't look like anything. Then it has a pressed glitter, which is kind of like, meh, Colourpop doesn't make the best pressed glitters. I actually like the pressed glitters from Juvia's Place. They have more of like a balm to them, so they kind of bind a little bit better. I don't know, there's just some quality inconsistencies with this one, and when I was thinking about like what is the easiest, best one to use, this one kind of ranked in at the bottom, but I like the color story. Coming in at number 14, the accent has gotten out of hand. It's gonna be On Cloud Blue. So far we've only seen 9 pans. I have mostly 9 pans. This one I like. I used it in a Get Ready With Me recently. Like I said, just because they're close towards the bottom doesn't mean it's a bad palette, and I do use it. Again, there is a pressed glitter, which is kind of like meh from Colourpop. I don't mind like 1 or 2. The Juvia's Wahala 2 palette has 3 or 4 pressed glitters in it. I have issues with that palette in general, but the pressed glitters are actually pretty good. But these ones are just kind of gritty. That kind of deducts points. The rest of the palette is really beautiful. Blue eyeshadow, I'm afraid of looking like, I don't know, it's just hard for me to do blue right on a casual day. I can do like a full smoky blue glam dramatic look, but on just like a casual day, I feel like I have a hard time pulling off blue, which is crazy because I have green hair, so who am I to say what I can and can't pull off? Yeah, I just feel like I'm reaching for blue less. That's why she's where she is. 16, 15, 14, 13, Mint to Be. This is kind of also for color story reasons. This is a good palette. I've mentioned on this channel before. I need to play with this one more actually, because I don't do mint very often, which is why she's where she is. I'm trying to cover up the glare, sorry. It's a good quality palette. I remember it pulling a little bit blue on me, and I just am not reaching for a mint as often as I'm reaching for other colors. But mint and blue just aren't at the top. Number 12. This is our first larger palette. This is going to be the Colourpop Malibu Barbie palette. First of all, I think this is so cute. I think this is adorable. I did a Get Ready With Me with this palette, but the reason it's at the bottom is because I haven't used it since. Mostly neutrals with a couple of pops, and it's actually a really good quality. This is a really good quality palette, but the color story isn't as inspiring to me as some other ones, so that's why it's where it's at. It's a beautiful palette though. I have really no hate towards it. No ill will. Do Do I have ill will towards any of the palettes I owned? I just did a declutter. So these are all here for a reason, because I feel like I will use them even if I'm not using them very much right now, or because I like having them in my collection. I like that she's Barbie. Oh, my teeth just look gray. Gray teeth. I always think about like, what if my ex-boyfriends could see me now? You know what I mean? And they're just like, that gray teeth motherfucker. Winning. Who says that? Winning? Oh my god, was it Charlie Sheen? I can't quote Charlie Sheen. Kayla, answer the question. Why am I like this? Okay, I gotta count them again because I'm dumb. 11, she's crusty, Cloud Spun. This is one of Colourpop's pink palettes. She's a little bit higher because I love a pink eye. Pink is something that I'm going for pretty regularly, but again with the pressed glitter, and she just felt more middle of the road to me. It's not my favorite pink palette in my collection. There is a Super Shock, which I don't totally love the Super Shocks in palettes. I don't know, I think they're better in the component, it seems like. I'm not 100% on that, but that's just kind of what it seems like. Yeah, I like my Juvia's Sweet Pinks or my BH pink palette a little bit better, so I don't reach for this one all the time, but I love a pink eye, so I do reach for it sometimes. The numbers are just leaving my head as I'm saying them. That was 11, this one is 10. Okay, this is what I'm wearing today, and it's one of the newest ones in my collection. This is the Wine and Only palette. Yay, number 10. So as you can see, you can get a really pretty look. I went pretty dramatic. Who's surprised? You can get a really pretty look out of this palette, and I do like it. I do like this color story. I love a burgundy. That's why she got a little bit higher. There was some, I've only used this once, like that was today, but some of these shadows are really powdery. Really, really powdery. And there was a lot of kickback. This shade, Mull It Over, is the one I used the most today. And then the shade Play to Wine are really good, but some of these shadows are really powdery. Too much kick up. Okay, number 9. Number 9 is the Lilac You palette. This is the pastel purple palette from Colourpop. And we're getting into the points where I really don't have any complaints. It's a good quality. I like the color story. I like this purple right here. I like how there's some frosty shades. I like how they did every purple. Like there's not a lot of repeating in here. There's just some that I like a little bit better in my collection, so that's why it's where it is. But I do like this, the Lilac You a lot. I do like a pink eye and a purple eye, but not pink eye. Not pink eye. Don't you get pink eye if you touch shit? Isn't that how you get pink eye? I don't have pink eye. That makes it seem like I have pink eye. I always want to know what's going through Kayla's head when she's editing these videos. She's probably like, okay, Haley is officially unhinged. Officially. Next one is also from the tie-dye collection that again, I do not know if it's still available. Maybe Kayla can pop it up if it is. But this is the Aura and Out. It's kind of washed out. There was 3 palettes in that collection. I didn't get all 3 because I wasn't as interested in like the peachy one because I felt like I already had those shades. This is the green one. There is a pressed glitter, but I have allowed it mainly because I love these 2 greens right here. These like lime grassy greens. That's the main reason I'm reaching into these palettes. This is one of my favorite tones of green to do on my eye. There is some mints in here and some peaches and a pure white, but I'm really interested in these grassy greens right here, and that's why I reach into this palette. It's my party and I can say what I want. Next! I lost track of the numbers. Kayla put the numbers up on the screen. Do you like how I make Kayla do all the work? I said I'm just gonna sit here and be stupid. I'm not gonna count. Okay, next is the Baby Got Peach palette. Let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach. I'm so beautiful and so smart. Again, this has a pressed glitter, the Hungry Ghost, but I think this is a very pretty pressed glitter, so she gets a pass. I don't let pressed glitter stop me from buying palettes. I just don't use them that much. You know? So it's not like a deal breaker, I'm just not using them that much. You could say that this is more neutral, but this is a warm neutral. This is an interesting neutral. This is a peach neutral, which I'm more interested in than I am a true neutral like the Going Coconuts. I'm just a little bit more interested in this guy. I don't know, I don't use it very often. I feel like I'm saying that about all of these. I have a lot of palettes, so I'm rotating like on the daily, and I have a lot of new palettes in my collection recently. I'm trying those. I do like this when I want like a simple peachy eye. Again, I don't know if this is still available, but this is the Sailor Moon Pretty Guardian palette, and she's holographic. At least I think she is. Can you see that? I don't know how far you have to tip it. I really like the color story of this palette. This one does have a Super Shock in it, but the Super Shock's not bad. It does have a pressed glitter, but the pressed glitter's not bad. I don't know, this row down here just really gets me. That's why she's up high. I love this color combination right here. These like warm pastels. I just think they're so pretty together. You can pop one of these on the lid or just do all matte. I've done all matte. I just like this combination right here. So she's getting a pass. She gets a pass, and it's Sailor Moon. It's Sailor Moon. This keeps falling down. I'm wearing overalls. Next is the Lucky Penny palette, and I still need to do a video with this with the Natasha Denona bronze versus, yes. Again, these are more my speed when it comes to neutrals. There's no press glitters, no super shocks. These are really buttery, really creamy. This is the good Colourpop quality, and I just love, with my green eyes, a bronzy eye, coppery eye. That's more my speed when it comes to neutrals. You know, I have like darker green eyes. It just makes them pop. Makes them pop, mama. I like it, and I think this is a good palette. Okay, next is another one of my newer ones, and that is the Colourpop Orchid You Not palette. I tried this only once, but enough to know my thoughts on it. This is also no that was my brain computing. No pressed glitters and no super shocks, just good quality. And I love this color story. I don't have another color story like this. I don't have another all like dark purple orchid palette like this. Oh, you can see my messy room. Have you been able to see my dog licking herself this whole time? Oh my God. I've been covering the mirrors, haven't I? This is just really pretty and I like it, and it's kind of unique in my collection, and I'm excited to use it more. I didn't even realize we were in the top 5. So Lucky Penny was 5, Orchid You Not was 4. 3 goes to the Star Wars Mandalorian The Child palette. I love green eyeshadow. I love green eyeshadow, and I like these mid-toned greens. I like that there's deepening up shades in here. She's pretty and I like her. And it's got the cute little Grogu. It's nice to work with, and I just like it. So number 3. At number 2, the Fade Into Hue palette, which is also pretty new in my collection. I haven't gotten to try every shade. I've already started to dip into this a lot. Having the rainbow laid out like this, I know there's a lot of rainbow palettes out there, but I just felt particularly drawn to this one. I got rid of my BH, like Take Me Back to Brazil palette because it was getting a little old, and that one had really small pans, but this one, I don't know. There's just something about it. There is quite a few pressed glitters in here. It's such a big palette that it doesn't really overwhelm the palette. I've just been drawn to this one ever since they released it, and I'm glad I finally got it. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of use in this one. This is one I would take traveling with me. Like I would pack like maybe one little neutral palette, like an e.l.f. neutral palette, so I can have some neutrals, and then pack this because I'm wearing colors almost on the daily. So I know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this, and that's why it's in the number 2 spot. And at the number 1 spot, can you guess it? If you know my collection, can you guess it? Kayla, did you guess? At Forest Sight by Raw Beauty Kristi. At Forest Sight by Raw Beauty Kristi. I don't think you can get this one anymore, but she was hyped when you could get her. Jewel tones. There's some imprints of the shadow. Were those always there? I don't know. Jewel tones. I love bright colored eyes, but I think what I love even more is a jewel toned eye. So you've got these evergreen, this olive, this indigo, deep indigo navy, 2 shimmers, a whole lot of ways to set up looks. It's a good quality. The packaging is amazing. The branding is amazing. I love this, and I've used this continually. I've traveled with this. I've worn this to weddings. I just really that was my Colourpop ranking. Okay, it does look like my face is paler than my neck, but I promise you it's not. Like my neck is this pale too. It's just a shadow. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed my antics, my thoughts, my rankings, my inconsistencies, the way that I am a hypocrite when it comes to the eyeshadows that I like, the way that I am a hoarder when it comes to the eyeshadows that I like. And I hope you had a good time. So like, comment, and subscribe, babe. I'm not going anywhere except for when I do. Yeah. Bye, Mom.